Well, would you believe it? I got everything cleaned up. I texted my wife about 10 minutes before I left. Okay, I'm just leaving. And then as I'm getting ready to pull away, she's pulling up with mother in tow. So mother and my auntie, they're going to be working on a puzzle in the other room, and Mommy's there with them. And so it's like, oh, okay, well, this is the next step. The next step is I've got to pull this apart. Okay, we know this is the only light switch that's working, right? So I'm going to leave that on. I'm going to turn the breaker off, and I'll be right back, and I'm going to pull this off. That's the next step. I'm doing it old school here. I've got a trouble light. I have not used this for many years. Pop's had this in the garage because we know I've got it turned off now. See? Nothing's working. This light is off. You want to make sure that your power is off. So I'm actually making the assumption that the light and the fan are on the same circuit. And I should know that once I pull this out. And I'll be careful, but I don't think there's anything else in here for that. It sure makes sense to me that they're on the same breaker, and I hope this is going to give you enough light. I can't open the door because they're in there making a puzzle, yakking away and all that kind of stuff. And so, like I say, I'm doing this kind of on the fly to help my auntie out. Okay, so this is the next step. Hey, am I a professional electrician? No. That's why I made my channel too. You're not a professional electrician either, are you? So you can rest assured, if I can do it, you can do it. And let's hope I can do it. I mean, hey, if I wasn't making this video, I would be doing the same type of thing. Okay, and now, man, I'm gonna have to be careful with that even. Because it's like it's glued to the wall, and I gotta be kind of careful with it because I don't want it to crack, or I don't want to pull too hard and just try to rip it off the sheetrock, you know, because then the drywall could mess up. Who did this? Silly. You really shouldn't caulk these to the wall or whatever. See, it almost looks like it might not come off there, but okay, it is there. You see, I got remnants of caulking there. See, there's caulking up there. That's why you just have to be careful with stuff. Don't be like a bull in a china shop ripping it off, saying, yeah, I know what to do. I can do it. No problem. Blah de blah. De blah. Okay. Boy, it looks like everything's kind of slightly tilted too, and I'm just gonna mark right on the top of each one of those, just so I know about where they should go back. You know, I used to not do this, but lately I thought, hey, why not? And I could see maybe I could tweak things a little bit to get the cover plate on a little bit nicer. We'll see, right? Okay. Boy, I had a battery-operated drill too, but I left it in the car. But that's okay. Lots of times the screws may not pull out all the way because there's a black little plastic type washer on the back side. Sometimes they do. And that's the case on all those so far. And on all these single pole light switches, there's a definite top and bottom when you install them. And I'll know which way to put them. And if I don't, I'll have to look on it. And usually right in here somewhere, or right there, or right down there, it'll say top. Now, three-way switches, lots of times it doesn't matter. Sometimes it does. I installed a three-way just recently, and there was an actual top to it, but that was a lit three-way, and so there was an actual top to that one. But standard three-ways, you should be able to put them in either direction, I believe. Okay. I'm gonna try to stay out of your way. I'm gonna try to make sure I'm careful with these. Okay, so I'm looking at these, and everything looks kind of standard. I'm just gonna have to look at that a little bit more closely. I notice this the light for the fan has a red wire on it. Now see, most of these only have two hot wires. One is the hot coming in, and one is the other hot going out to the light, like this one here. And see, there's a ground wire on it. There's two black wires. Okay. This one happens to be a black and a red wire. That red wire goes up to the fan, or the light on the fan, and this is the one that went to the fan. There's a black wire and a black wire. Why did they put the red wire? Well, on these, they probably ran a 14.3 with ground, which is this was on a 15 amp breaker. That's why these wires are pretty thin, which is fine. Okay, and you can put a 12.3 on there because those go up to the same area. There's a wire that goes up to the fan light location up here. Okay, and it's a 12.3 with ground, not a 12.2 with ground. 12.3, meaning there's three wires that go up there. A black wire is going up there, a red wire is going up there, and a white wire, and then with ground, or 14.3, sorry, 14 gauge wire goes on a 15 amp circuit. 12.2 goes on a 20 amp circuit. Okay, and so they're using the red wire up there as the power to the light, the red wire or the black wire as power to the fan. Does that make sense? And that's pretty much all there is to that. And so now I'm gonna look at these, and you see, I'm gonna test these. I don't know if these two switches are working. It kind of behooves me to think that both of those switches are bad, and that they went out at the very, very same time. You know, but they could have. They very possibly could have. Okay, now they installed these wires to the back side here, and you can put it over the screw, around the screw, or punch it into the back. Now they punched it into the back here. Okay, and so I've got to have a little screwdriver. I hope I have one. I think I do. And there's just some little square pegs in here. I doubt very seriously. There's two circuit. There's another circuit in here. I just don't think there is. just don't think there is. I should look at it more closely. You know, I'd hate to get zapped. You know, if there was still power coming to here. I just don't really think there is. But like I say, I could be wrong. You know. I just don't think I am. And I don't have a wire tester here or anything like that. And I think I'll be fine. Okay, I'm gonna push in on this on the back side to undo the spring, and then I should be able to pull the wire out. Okay, like that. Okay. And I'm gonna do the same thing to this red one. Push hard. It's kind of tricky to push and pull the wire out at the same time. Come on. There we go. Okay. And do I really have to undo the ground? I'm not quite, see, I don't really want to have to do that because I want to just flip it over to here. So I think I can leave that. And now when I put those back, it shouldn't matter. Black at the top or red at the bottom or anything like that. But I know that the red one went to the bottom, and the way I've got these wires, okay, like that. And so now I'm going to take the good one off. This was the the good one, meaning the one that was still working, that went up to the see, I can't pull it all the way because it's on a spring-loaded deal. That's why I've just got to keep pushing. There it goes. Okay, that one's the bottom. And this one will be the top. Come on. Oh, look at that. Is there even a... Oh, yeah. Okay, it's underneath it. I could hardly see it. See? There, like that. Okay, now... Before I even test, silly me. Okay, that's all right. I can do it this way. I'll do it this way. Okay, we know this switch was working good, right? Okay, that was for the power for the light above the sink. So I'm just gonna push this one back in. And this is gonna tell me if this light switch is good, okay? Just like that. That's all I'm gonna do to test this switch. I'm gonna leave it off, right? I'm gonna leave it off. And I'm gonna turn the breaker off. I'm gonna come back in here, hit that. That'll tell me whether or not this light switch is good or not. Okay, stick with me. Are you learning anything yet? I hope you are. Okay, I've turned the breaker back on. I just want to be careful because if I were to touch those right now, these two wires, or a black wire and something else, I'd probably get shocked. Okay, I didn't want to test this until I was back, so I had not done any monkey business. I'm hoping this light switch is good. Okay, and so we're gonna try it now. Look at that. Actually, I was going to say I'm hoping that light switch is bad. But it's good. See there? Look at that. Okay. Now I've got to do the same thing with this switch on these same two wires. Does that make sense? I got to do that same thing to see if that switch is good. Okay, so now back to the electrical panel I go to turn the power back off. Just don't forget that important step. Okay, don't just start taking wires off. All right, be right back.